Department of State Services on Friday finally granted access to the detained leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, following mounting pressure from his family and legal team. Kanu's lead lawyer, Aloy Ejimako, had earlier raised the alarm that both his legal representatives and family members were denied access to him at the DSS headquarters in Abuja. However, Prince Emmanuel Kanu, the IPOB's leader's younger brother, confirmed after the visit that they were able to finally see him. Speaking to press, Prince Kanu urged the DSS to respect court orders permitting Kanu's lawyers and family members to visit twice a week, stressing that denying access to him damages Nigeria's image. He further stated that Kanu is not Nigeria's problem, but rather part of the solution, urging the federal government to compel the DSS to comply with legal directives regarding his brother's detention. What do you make of this story, George?
Let me say that it is even wrong for the DSS to deny, an accused person in their custody the right to be visited by his loved ones or even his legal team. It is wrong, until it is proven that Nnamdi Kanu actually committed whatever offenses that he's been accused of. He remains innocent according to the law. In the eyes of the law, he's an innocent person.
He's innocent until declared guilty.
Yes, until presumed to have been declared by the court, competent court of jurisdiction, of being guilty. So he should be given every right like every other person. The only difference between Nnamdi Kanu and myself and yourself is because we did not commit anything and we have the freedom to move about. Even
up until now, one cannot say Nnamdi Kanu has committed anything.
That's the
until a court says he has committed.
Based on the allegation before the court, for such allegation, he cannot be let loose to walk freely.
Why?
No, he can, if until the...
He has been granted bail by the court.
No, we have not reached that. You're just bringing up this matter.
Right.
What I'm saying is, if someone is accused of, carrying out some kind of, or is a threat to the public, one way or the other, the court can equally remand the person in the prison for the time, period that the matter will be looked into, so that it does not cause any further harm to the public. That's what I'm trying to say, that the difference between you and I to Nnamdi Kanu is that we have the freedom to move about, while he does not have. But that does not mean that he should be stopped from being visited by his family members and his legal team. So it's very wrong on the part of the DSS to have stopped anybody.
At this point, we should even be looking at the DSS not obeying orders of courts. Nnamdi Kanu has been granted bail.
Which court granted him?
And Nnamdi, go to your research. He has been granted bail. Question is, why is DSS not agreeing to that? And now, on one hand, he's not being released. On the second hand, his family and lawyers are denied visits to him. The question would be, why? You know why I keep asking these questions? Because there are persons who have, had the same issues, similar, not exactly, but similar, and they are walking free. Yes, they are. On the other hand, that was sometime this week where the Chief of Defense Staff came out to say that 780-something repentant Boko Haram terrorists have been rehabilitated and they are being absorbed into the society. And the interesting thing about that statement was that the CDS, when he was speaking, called them ex-combatants. Ex-combatants. The CDS was calling terrorists repentants. I will use that word in quotes because that's what they said. Repentant terrorists, ex-combatants. Right? And they are being rehabilitated. These are terrorists that have killed women, children, pregnant women. And because they laid down their arms, they are being rehabilitated. They can negotiate their freedom without one arrest being made. Their freedom can be negotiated. And not just are they being rehabilitated and reabsorbed into the system, but starter kits will be given to them. That's the reward system. But on the other hand, a man who a court has said you can go free is being denied bail. And not just that, the DSS, a department that is a creation of the law, is breaking the law. These are questions we should be asking. Why denying him access? Why denying his family and the capital? I'm bringing up this issue so you can marry them and look at the hypocrisy in the system.
It will be proper for we to have all the information before we make sweeping statements or conclusive statements on certain things. I asked you the court that granted him bail. Is it the same court of Justice Nyako that granted him bail? The same person that Nnamdi Kanu does not want to
he has already recused himself, not that job,
okay.
not that court.
Okay,
he has already recused himself and yet took up the matter.
Are you also aware have you checked if there is another charge that requires him to be remanded in the prison custody? These are the things we have to find out. Because I don't see a reason why a court of competent jurisdiction will grant the man bail. You are hereby discharged for whatever. You can now go home. Probably if they need you for whatever, you're coming from the same government institution like DSS will be holding. Check, because I got to understand something, that sometimes, not just on the issue of Nnamdi Kanu, even on other people who were accused of one criminal issue or the other, you see the government not bringing up all the charges at the same time. They bring up one or two charges. Once the court grants those people bail on that charge, the same day, they bring in a fresh charge. It might be maybe 10, 15 count charges. Instead of bringing the 10 or 15 the same time, they might just bring 5. Or just gear towards delaying the whole process, making sure that the person is remanded in prison. They might bring the first 5, and after the judge look at the first 5, and find the person not guilty or something and grant them bail, on that same day they are preparing on that fresh 5 again. So let's look at it from that angle.
Let me explain judicial proceeding. A court cannot grant you bail and give judgment the same day.
No judgment. I'm not talking about judgments. I'm talking about...
Hold on. If there is a proceeding on a matter, the councils, whatever motion they want to adopt, whatever motion they want to, everything will be done before the judge will give a final speech or pronouncement or granting bail or denying bail or judgment, whatever it is. That is the final take for that day. Any other thing will have to happen not that day. So even if you're to institute a matter, there are processes to instituting that matter. And it is not done the same day, Judge. You can also do your check. They are not done the same day. You could say, oh, one was granted bail on this ground, and then by the next hearing, there is another motion on notice that has been adopted. And of course, even the other party will be served as well. The other party will be served too. There are processes to these things. They are not automatic. They don't happen in the instant. That's a fact.
Anyway, what I'm saying in essence here is I am not too certain if Nnamdi Kanu has been granted bail to go home and the DSS is acting against such. I am not too certain. I do not want to delve into what I cannot substantiate on this. But if that is the case, then it means that we all are operating in a lawless society, like I keep saying, over time.
And then is there any constitutional backing for someone who is not yet convicted, to have his family and legal representation?
I said something
denied access as well.
That is wrong. That even someone who is seen doing something criminal, there is evidence, whether video or even people coming to testify, until the court of competent jurisdiction gives a judgment on that matter, the person is presumed to be innocent. So there is no basis upon which the DSS should stop the family of Nnamdi Kanu or his lawyer, his legal representative, from reaching out to him. They have no reason to do that. But like I said, I don't know what the problem has become with the Nigerian state. Even during the military time, you see the judiciary as strong and powerful that they looked at these generals, they looked at the uniformed men in their faces and still give judgment in line with the provisions of the law. then we are in democracy, democratic rule, where civilians are at the helms of affairs. Yet you see this same judiciary becoming a limbo. I really do not know, why it has become like that. The judiciary today, even when they give a pronouncement or a judgment, people begin to interpret it from different angles. There's no much respect to the judiciary. They are so ordinary before the Nigerian people. So I really don't understand where the problem started from. So they have to purge themselves of some of the challenges they are having so that they will still have the effect in carrying out what they are constitutionally empowered to do. Regarding Kanu, I must say that I am not a Kanu fan per se. I am not against Kanu also. What I'm saying is, let the right thing be done. If the man is guilty, he should be charged. If he's not guilty, he should be released. But one thing I want to say is that anything that has to do with treason or felony, it is not taken lightly anywhere in this world. Nnamdi Kanu, I know, understand, because he's an intelligent man.
All right. He
understands that whatever he was seeking for will not come that cheap. Nowhere in this world, not even in the United States that bask themselves as bastion of democracy, we see somebody trying to threaten the states, like calling for division or dissolution of the states, for another state to come out within that state. We'll take it lightly.
All right.
So let him just brace himself up for more troubles. If at the end of the day, he's found innocent, he'll be released and the needful will be done.
All right.